day, and welcome to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Let's not waste no more time. Let's get right to it. So Dominque Wilkins is one of the great dunkers in the NBA, and he had some of the best breakaway dunks, some of the best slam dunks in the dunk contest, and posterization dunks. There was the one he had against Phoenix where he kind of double pumped while in the air and dunked on the guy in Phoenix. Then there was the dunk he had against Larry Bird his rookie year when he dunked on Larry Bird on the fast break, and Larry Bird just sat there on the ground like, oh man. So but out of all the dunks that Dominique has had throughout his NBA career, there was one dunk in particular over an NBA player that caused him not to talk to Dominque Wilkins for about the next 7 years. Okay. True story. And so it was 1984. The Bucks were playing the Hawks at the Omni. It's late in the fourth quarter, and they get the ball to Dominque Wilkins on the baseline. And this is what happened next. Check it out.
Down low for Dominique. Baseline drive. Dominique. Oh my goodness! Did you see that jam? I don't know how he did that. Dominique.
That was one of the most fantastic dunks of all time.
Okay. You just saw what happened when the Human Highlight film dunked over one of the best centers in NBA history. Probably underrated when it comes to big man, Bob Lanier. Okay. So he dunked over Bob Lanier. Okay. So Dominique Wilkins tells his story. Okay. He's told this story several times. Okay. He says, after he dunked on Bob Lanier, he says Bob Lanier didn't talk to him for about the next 7 years after that. Okay. Didn't say a word to Dominique Wilkins for about the next 7 years. And so then finally, Lanier and Wilkins finally had a talk and said, Hey Bob, why haven't you spoken to me in about 7 years? He says, well, after you dunked on me, my kids saw all that on TV, and they were giving me a hard time. That's why I didn't talk to you. True story. It is a true story. Bob Lanier's kids saw Wilkins posterize Bob Lanier, and Bob Lanier's kids really got on to him about that. And so he didn't speak to Dominique Wilkins for about the next 7 years. Okay. Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny. When you get posterized, when you get posterized by your dunk, you don't talk to somebody for about 7 years. I guess that's just how good of a dunker Dominique Wilkins was, and how embarrassing it is to get dunked on. It's one thing when the fans get on to you about getting dunked on by another player. That's one thing. But when your kids get on to you about being dunked on, oh, that's something a whole lot different. When your kids get on to you about being dunked on, yeah, it hits a little different when your kids are giving you a hard time about being dunked on. Okay, so I also want to talk about this dunk too. It was the lockout year of 1999, and the Knicks were playing the Lakers at the Forum, okay? So they throw the ball into Shaq in the fourth quarter, and he's being guarded by Chris Dudley, okay? He's being guarded by Chris Dudley. And he backs Dudley down. This is what happened next. Check it out.
The Spurs. This situation is also fragile. Despite all the talent, the Lakers are not a stable situation yet. And Rodman has destabilized it at times. Here's Shaq. Against Dudley. Nice move!
Shaquille O'Neal was so powerful on that move that Dudley just not even fouling. He just got overpowered by Shaquille O'Neal.
But Dudley is now joined with Shaq and threw the ball in his direction. Man, if you want to pick somebody to go with, you go right to the head of the class when you go after Shaq.
Well, that move right there was as powerful as you'll ever see. Now, Chris Dudley is not a small man unless you compare him to Shaquille O'Neal.
He's 6'11" and 260.
Oh, see, he was upset. He thought Shaq pushed him after the play and knocked him down. And then he picks up the ball and throws it at Shaq. I think Shaq got a tee before that. Watch this now, Bob. Watch the power. He just overpowers him, and he comes down, and then he shoves him right there. They called the technical on Shaq on that play, and then the technical on Dudley for throwing the ball.
Dudley may have been ejected.
Timeout.
Oh, poor Chris Dudley. Oh, my God. That was probably a top 3 disrespectful dunk by Shaq. Oh, Chris Dudley. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And I don't think Dudley was upset about the fact that he got dunked on, okay? Dudley didn't get upset about the fact he got dunked on. I don't think that bothered him. What bothered him was what Shaq did after he dunked on. After he dunked on Chris Dudley. He dunked on Chris Dudley, then pushed Chris Dudley out of the way. I think that's what he was upset about. And of course, Dudley throws the ball at him and whatnot. Oh, how many times has that been replayed over the years? You know what I'm saying? How many times has that dunk been replayed over the years? That dunk was just so disrespectful. Just goes to show you what a savage Shaq was when he came to dunking. That dunk was savage, okay? That dunk was absolute savage, okay? Now, he had another one. Shaq had another posterization dunk. When he was with the Magic. They were playing the New Jersey Nets in the 95-96 season, okay? And they were coming down on a fast break, and Anthony Bowie gave him the ball, and Shaq went up and just he just embarrassed Sean Bradley, who was playing for New Jersey at that time. He just embarrassed Sean Bradley, to say the least. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, Dominque Wilkins, but the dunk is so good. Bob Lanier doesn't talk to you for about 7 years, and the savage Shaq was. By the way, Shaq did get called for a technical foul. By the way, so did Chris Dudley too. Chris Dudley I called for a technical foul too. So, you know, but hey. Those were a few of the disrespectful dunks I can think of. I was gonna put the Lister Blister on his list, but I wanna save the Lister Blister for a different video. Okay, I'm gonna bring that to y'all in a different video. Okay. So, yeah, Dominque Wilkins, Bob Lanier didn't talk to him for a while. Shaq, Take no prisoners. Savage over Chris Dudley. All right. That's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. Out of here, y'all. Peace out. God bless.